Hello and welcome to another edition of the Ripple Effect Podcast. Thanks to Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union. I'm Jessica Ausbrook today, just missing my partner in crime, Kim Graves. She's off, got a bad wheel. But we have some very special guests with us today. From Prevent Child Abuse, Crystal and Sarah are here. Ladies, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Doing great.
Good. Sarah, how about you?
I'm doing good.
Good. We're glad to have you both here. We have a lot to talk about with Prevent Child Abuse. So first, let's talk about what you do. Start from the beginning. What is the organization? I mean, I know it says it kind of in the name, but we can go a little deeper than that.
Yeah, so we're Prevent Child Abuse. We're with Family Service Association. Our goal is, like you said, it's in the name, Prevent Child Abuse. And we're in Howard County, and we're a chartered council of Prevent Child Abuse Indiana.
Okay, so what do you do specifically? How do you help prevent child abuse?
Yeah, so we provide education. We have some concrete resources. We provide car seats in Howard County. We provide pack and plays, and we go into organizations and do trainings, education. We have a conference we do every year that's coming up on April 24th. Yeah.
We're going to learn more about that. Crystal, you want to tell us a little bit about the conference? She set you up nice. You want to tell us a little bit more about the conference?
Yeah, so we've been doing this conference for how many years now?
At least 10.
Yeah, a long time. And it's a free conference that kind of one of its own that we're able to offer free to our community and partnering communities, neighboring communities as well. We invite educators, social workers, law enforcement, just parents, anybody out there that is invested in the safety and well-being of children, which should be all of us, really.
Yeah, it definitely should be.
Yeah.
For sure. So this conference is when?
It's April 24th. It is at Northview Church. We've had it there for the last couple of years. It's a great facility and able to accommodate the large amount of people that we'd like to have come out, and lots of breakout areas. And we're going to have a lot of breakout sessions this year.
Okay, so that's coming up in April. And so we have lots of things all around the year for Prevent Child Abuse. I know you have a golf outing later in the year. Besides the conference, what other big things do you have?
Like I said, we have little trainings all throughout the year. We have a human trafficking training coming up next month. It's a virtual training, so again, it's free. Most of the things we offer are free to everyone who can attend. This one, it's virtual, so if you want to attend, you can just email me, and we can sign you up for that. We have mental health panels, and you can talk to that because you attended one of those. We have those throughout the year. We have parenting classes that we offer quarterly most of the time. Those kind of they come up at different times, just depending on when we can get facilities for them. So those are at different times throughout the year.
Well, let's talk about the Mental Health Council.
Yeah, so we did this last year for the first time at the conference, and it was kind of like the last session, kind of after the day had ended, and it was a small group of parents, actually, that came out to talk about their own children, like with a group of mental health professionals. And it gave, I feel like after COVID, our youth are struggling. There's so many influences that are going on, in school, on social media, and then we have COVID hit their lives. And they are kind of lost, and a lot of them are struggling with mental health, and then their parents are reeling because they don't know how to serve them either.
Or they're struggling themselves.
Yeah, their parents are struggling, still recovering from, loss of social economic status or loss of employment, and trying to regroup after such trauma. And our kids are doing it too, and then our kids are struggling with a new set of mental health issues, and their parents don't know what to do. And our parents didn't grow up with the social media influences and all of that our kids are now experiencing. And so it gave parents an opportunity to sit. It was a small group of parents with mental health panel of different ranges of professionals, and they were able to just ask questions in real time and get real feedback about how to get their kids help. What is too extreme of a reaction when your kids make threats of hurting themselves, or have, just those conversations that parents just don't know what to do, and they don't know who to ask and who to go to. And it was just we had such a great feedback after that we've now started doing them and implementing them, and wanting to still keep those kind of small and intimate, because I think that it created a dynamic for the parents to ask questions freely, but definitely something we want to continue with Prevent Child Abuse.
That's really cool. So do you serve folks on a one-to-one basis?
So we do. It depends on what it is. So our Safe Sleep program, people come in and we provide education on that. Our car seat program we do. Those are mostly the ones that we do one-to-one. Everything else is usually on a group.
Yeah, that's great. That sounds cool. So Prevent Child Abuse, an organization under Family Service Association of Howard County. We have the conference coming up. Do you guys have some stories you want to share with us?
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So
How dare you clear your throat,
I know,
Sarah?
so rude of me.
Shame.
Like I said, a big thing we do, our main goal is to educate the community, educate families, educate organizations. And sometimes that's kind of tricky. It's hard, like, to tell people, hey, this one way you've been doing something is great, but there's a better way to do that. And there's a safer way to do that. And we do these things called, like I said, the parenting classes. We invite families to come in. Young moms, a lot of times, they bring in their parents sometimes. So I had a parenting class, and this girl brought in her mom, so grandma of the infant, and she had a lot of pushback to me. So a lot of pushback on safe sleep. She's like, "Hey, this is how I did it. This is how my kids were."
We don't do it like that anymore.
Yeah, she's like, "We did things this way, and my kids were fine. This is how my kids were in a car seat, and they were fine. This is, a lot. The whole class. She had a lot of pushback, which is normal.
The mother, right?
Yeah. So
okay,
like
grandma.
the grandma of the infant. And this is pretty standard. I get that a lot with grandparents. And we got to the car seat portion, and she said, when my grandchild is 1, we're absolutely forward facing. She's like, we're not rear facing. She's like, it's just not what we're going to do.
Don't do that.
Yeah. She was like, their legs are going to be uncomfortable, And so we went back and forth for a while. I was like, I understand that. Like, that makes sense. But this is the safest practice. And I really kind of tried to push her on it and talk about that. And she's like, I don't care. Like, I don't think that that's true. And so I was like, could I show you the crash test videos? Like, would you be open to watching that? And she did. And I showed her, like, hey, when they're forward facing and at 1 year old, this is what's going to happen to their spine if they're in an accident. Like, this is what happens to their neck. Like, they're not fully formed enough. And so she's like, okay, I get that, but still not convinced. So I showed her the same age child, same everything, rear facing. And at the end of the video, she's like, okay, I'm convinced.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, she's like, I see the difference. I understand. And she actually was like, thank you for taking the time to show me the difference. I feel like I'm going to walk away from here and my grandchild's going to be safer. And she's like, it's hard to hear that, hey, maybe I did something wrong with my kids. I was like, listen, you didn't do something wrong. As you know something better, you do better.
Yep.
And so that's what our program is. It's not, hey, you did something wrong. You did something bad. It's, hey, let's get educated. Let's keep our kids safer longer.
Find a better way to do this.
Yeah. And I feel like that's, a big part of what we're doing is just, hey, let's keep our kids safe.
That's right. Well, and talking about new parents, some people have no idea. I mean, how do you put in a car seat? Can kids wear coats in a car seat? There are so many things that new parents need to know that they're like, if their parents didn't teach them or if they have no idea. Yeah.
And yeah, we offer that. They offer that
Yeah.
service at FSA where you can come and have your car seat checked. You can have your car seat installed. There's certain techs there. I think there's one at the sheriff's department maybe that is certified to do car seat safety checks, and so they're able to make sure that your child seat is put in right, your child is strapped in correctly for their age and size. So
Yeah.
we can help to make sure if you're hesitant or you don't know for sure, because like, who knows, these kids don't
Right.
come with manuals.
That's right.
Unfortunately, you can go and get checked and make sure that you're driving as safe as possible with your child in the car.
That's great. We're so happy that organizations like FSA and Prevent Child Abuse offer those things to folks here in our community. What else would we like the folks of Kokomo to know about Prevent Child Abuse?
I think that we just need your support. It's obviously, it's a nonprofit organization and funding is an issue. And we want to be able to continue to offer the conference for free. It's something that is important to us because the education is so important and our children are so important. This is the future of our community. And so to make sure that our kids are growing up in a safe environment that's, without trauma, is of a critical importance. So to make sure that we can continue to offer that conference for free, we need support and funding from the community. So we would love sponsorships for the conference, just for PCA in general. But that's what I would say that our biggest need right now is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And that the conference is for everyone. You don't have to be in this work to come to the conference. You don't have to be working with kids or families. If you have a kid in your life, if you're a parent, if you are an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent, you can come to the conference. Like, this education is for everybody. and that we have resources that people don't realize. Like, you don't just have to have financial need to come to our car seat program. I have a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old, well, almost 14-year-old, and I did so many things wrong with their car seat when they were little. And so anyone can come get their car seat checked from us. They can come and just be like, hey, is this in here correctly? So I think we have a lot more resources than people realize.
I think you're right.
And if you think your car seat's in there correctly, I think the statistic is 72% are not. And so if it's in there correctly, your kids are going to be a lot more safe. So that's one thing I would say too.
Well, you have never put in a car seat for the first time until you put a car seat in the first time. You're like, what happened? Why
And
is
you're
this so
You're
hard?
sweating.
And then you start to get cranky and you're like, somebody else should have done this.
To become a car seat tech, it's a 4-day training. And when I started, I was like, 4 days? Like, this seems unnecessary. And then at the end of the 4 days, I was like, I don't feel like I know enough. Like, there's so much to do all the car seats. So.
And we talked about the conference coming up in April. How do we get tickets for this?
So there will be a registration online. I'm going to send that out. I'll post it on our social medias. And again, it's completely free to everyone. Anyone who wants to register can register online for free. And it will go up until I think a week before that you can get your lunch on there, because we'll offer lunch. That part's not free, but other than that, anyone can go. Just sign up online.
That sounds great. What time will that start?
8 a.m.
Is it all day?
Registration starts at 8
Yeah.
normally, and then I think we start kicking off about 8:30.
Yep, until 4 o'clock.
Okay. So it, for the most part, an all-day event. And we talked about, you have some breakout sessions, but you'll have a keynote speaker too.
Yep, like I said, Fred Yeeke, he's gonna be the one to close down the conference. He'll be the 3 p.m. keynote. And then we also have a silent auction. I don't think we've mentioned that. That goes until 1 o'clock the day of the conference. And then we have all kinds of items. We have baskets that get donated. We usually have tickets for sporting events that people can vote, or not vote on, but bid on throughout
Vote
the
with their
day.
money.
Yeah, vote with their money. Bid on all day. And then even if you're not at the conference, we post those on our social media and people can bid on that too.
I like that. I like
And
that.
that all goes back to PCA. That helps fund all the programs we do.
All right. Before we get you guys out the door for the day, is there anything else we have missed when it comes to prevent child abuse?
Yes, I just remembered when you said that. We just started partnering with the YMCA to offer safety around water. So we are going to sponsor kids to go through their safety around water in March. I think April and May. I think it's back to back. We just started it. So through our impact program, which is our infant mortality prevention program, we've seen an increase in drownings in our county. And so we really wanted to try to combat that. And we thought, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. Like, we don't need to create this program to teach kids about safety around water. It's already in our community, but we need to get the education more widely available. So we, through one of our grants, realized we can provide this free of charge to kids. So we really want people to know, like, hey, you can go to the Y and apply for this, and we will fund it for a certain amount of kids. And so people just need to go to the Y, apply for the program, and they'll have safety around water. The first time each kid goes, the parents can go in and get education on how to keep their kids safe around water as well.
Man, it's obviously a great facility over at the Kokomo Family YMCA. They don't come much better than that.
Right.
That's very cool. So many great things that you guys are providing for our community to help keep our kiddos safe. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
All right, last time, anything else you want to add that we haven't gotten to yet?
I think so. I think we covered it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hey, remember when you said you're going to be nervous, Sarah? That will wrap up the Ripple Effect podcast for today. I'm Jessica Ausbrook from Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union. Thanks so much for watching.